Hey there YouTube lovers, my name is BB8 and today I am going to review Donkey Kong Bananza. With it being a decade since the last Donkey Kong game in general released, with Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze in 2014, this does not count the re-releases of Returns and Tropical Freeze that we did get on the Nintendo Switch 1, but with this being the first original 3D Donkey Kong in like 25 years, since we haven't had a 3D Donkey Kong since Donkey Kong 64, believe it or not. But with 3D Donkey Kong finally making its comeback, how did it actually turn out? Well, I did hear rumors for quite a while that a 3D Donkey Kong game was in the works, and with direct after direct after direct, it didn't get announced, and I thought the rumors were false. When the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct happened in April, Donkey Kong Bananza was announced. And this ended up becoming my most anticipated for the Nintendo Switch 2, besides Mario Kart World. So, was Donkey Kong Bananza the 3D Donkey Kong comeback we've been hoping for 25 years? Or is it a bad Banandium gem? We're about to find out. So, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? For the gameplay in Donkey Kong Bananza was an absolute thrill. The best way I can probably describe it is it's like Super Mario Odyssey, but it's built around the chaos, creativity, and momentum that is built into the world design, making it so much fun to smash through obstacles and search for bananas throughout the map. And what really gives the game the flair it deserves is its 5 Bananza transformations. 2 of them were not revealed in the marketing. And throughout the entire time I've played Bananza, I didn't consider one of the Bananza transformations useless, because I did have a fair use for all of them, such as the Kong Bananza, which I used to smash through the ground a bit faster, which went to the Elephant Bananza later in the game, but I still used the Kong Bananza to destroy concrete. The Zebra Bananza I used to navigate faster. The Ostrich I used to soar over gaps. The Snake Bananza I used to gain height. And the Elephant Bananza I used towards the end of the game to make smashing through terrain a bit easier when it comes to searching for gold. And this does add more fun to the game, and each transformation does have its own way of interacting with the maps, ensuring that the overall gameplay loop of Donkey Kong Bananza is still fun throughout the entire game. And the bananas, if you're familiar with games like Super Mario 64, Banjo-Kazooie, and of course Super Mario Odyssey, you would know that collectibles are hidden throughout the map. And here in Donkey Kong Bananza, there's Banandium gems hidden throughout the map, such as in plain sight, through challenges, and just through the ground, with some of them requiring puzzle solving to get a hold of. I never felt tired like going through the game as a whole, because it was definitely fun to smash through the different resources and material through the game. My favorite to smash through and play around with is probably the slime on the junction, where you punch into one, it appears on the other half, and I had fun playing around with the rubber as well because of how much bouncing you can do off it. For the graphics and the performance, visually, Donkey Kong Bananza is one of the most expressive DK games to this date, since Donkey Kong does show a wide range of cartoony emotions, such as when Donkey Kong thinks of bananas, his eyes, his pupils turn into bananas. And I do like the amount of expressiveness brought into the mix as well. And previously, the new Donkey Kong design, I'm in love with it. Even though it was previously used in the Super Mario Bros. Movie and Mario Kart World, it was actually originally designed for Donkey Kong Bananza. And I'm fine with them using the design that was previously used in the movie and Mario Kart World, because his facial expressions are packed within the game and does provide a bit of character to the overall game. Beyond that, the art direction of the game is really good. because sometimes there's a lot of environments, like there's a lot of variety with the layer environments, such as an ice cream themed tundra, a savanna, a fruit themed resort, and my overall favorite in the game, a theme park made of food. And each biome feels lived in. And one thing I do want to talk about with the NPCs is I do love the NPC designs within the game, because I don't know what on earth to call them, because they do go by a variety of names, such as Whiztone, Collectone. I'm just gonna call them stones. But the stone NPCs in Donkey Kong Bananza do remind me a lot of those collectibles from Banjo-Kazooie with eyes, if you get what I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because we don't get a lot of games like Banjo-Kazooie these days, and the stone NPCs in Bananza do add a bit of character to each layer within the game, and the performance on Nintendo Switch 2 is smooth. The overall load times of the game are not visible at all, the environments are well detailed, and the frame rate does get a bit rough at times, but it doesn't detract from the overall game. But that goes with Tears of the Kingdom as well. Whenever you're demolishing the environment on the screen, or you're transforming into one of your Bananza transformations, Donkey Kong Bananza is a well-polished game for the characters. One aspect I really enjoy with Donkey Kong Bananza is the characters. Donkey Kong himself is lovable like in the previous games, and sometimes does get goofy with his obsession with bananas, and is quite heartfelt in this game, especially with his chemistry with Pauline, which is one of the most unexpected things to come out of this game. And honestly, I never thought a pairing of DK and Pauline would even work, but it works very well. Pauline is given a ton of additional depth to her character, such as her anxiety when singing in front of a lot of people, which does strengthen her character not just in Bananza, but in Mario in general. The supporting cast of characters are fun as well, such as Voidco, who are the antagonistic group of the game, and do have well-designed boss fights throughout their bosses as well. Even though each Voidco member is fought twice, I still had fun fighting with them. But I can say for now, there is a major Donkey Kong country villain that does appear in the final act. I'm not gonna say who it is, but this reveal, if you haven't seen any gameplay on YouTube yet, it's not expected. It's a reveal that doesn't feel forced and fits well into the game's climax. And trust me, you're gonna be surprised when you get to that part, if you end up playing it, of course. For the story, Donkey Kong Bananza does not prioritize a strong story, because at the end of the day, when it comes to Mario, Donkey Kong, or Luigi's Mansion, the story isn't that complex, and that is the call that it needs. It knows it's a 3D Donkey Kong game, and does embrace the game's overall tone as a fun, light-hearted game that will keep people playing the game for more, especially with Donkey Kong and Pauline's dynamic as they journey to the Banandium core to make a wish to find their journey back home to the surface, and Donkey Kong's wish to get more bananas. That isn't a really complex story, but what Donkey Kong Bananza does best is its world building, as every region feels unique and has its own purpose within the overall game, and the story moments, and does reflect the themes of the environments quite well, combined with well-written dialogue, expressive cutscenes, and just a right amount of comedy in there to make it enjoyable. Bananza does prove that a simple story doesn't mean a boring one, because with gameplay first, I could definitely say that Donkey Kong Bananza is well executed in terms of its plot. It knows who its audience is, and it delivers to the right people. And finally, before we get to the verdict, I would like to talk about the soundtrack. Usually, I wouldn't have like an excuse to cover the overall soundtrack in a game, but I feel like with the amount of music brought into the mix with Donkey Kong Bananza, I feel like I have an excuse to talk about it, because the soundtrack of Donkey Kong Bananza is phenomenal. It's dynamic, and it's filled with personality in every area of the game. Most notably, Pauline does return to the musical spotlight after her performance with Jump Up Superstar in Super Mario Odyssey, but with Pauline being 13 in the game, I am surprised that they gave Pauline an entire album's worth of tracks for this game, with each Bananza transformation having its own theme, with Pauline adding her own vocals to it. With the Kong Bananza and the Elephant Bananza reminding me a bit of Persona, the Zebra Bananza does remind me a bit of Mexican fiesta music, and the Snake has a more hip-hoppy vibe to his track, which does give each Bananza transformation its own identity and makes each Bananza transformation more fun to play with. But the overall highlight of the game has to be the game's closing song, We're Breaking Through, which does play in the credits. I could not stop listening to this song since I finished the game, and I would go as far to say this is one of my favourite Nintendo songs, up there with Jump Up Superstar and Lifelight from Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's a powerful, catchy song that it's hard to turn it off. Like, I'm not joking. Its pop, sweet melody of We're Breaking Through is very satisfying to listen to, and I'm not gonna joke. With the variety of genres of music Donkey Kong Bananza went through, Bananza delivers as one of my favourite gaming soundtracks of 2025 so far, especially with the amount of variety of music that Donkey Kong Bananza provided to us, which is a good thing. Going in, I already had high expectations for Donkey Kong Bananza. From my strong first impression from the Nintendo Direct trailer back in April to an even stronger impression from the Donkey Kong Bananza Nintendo Direct, it seems like Donkey Kong Bananza didn't just meet my expectations, but also smashed the barrel. It's imaginative, it's creative, it's really fun to play through start to finish, and every part of this game, from the gameplay, the music, and the characters, is fun of personality. And even if it goes different from the Donkey Kong series and we do things that we've not seen before, that adds a fresh new take to the mix. And that's what I love about this game. And Donkey Kong Bananza has earned the Certified Gold accolade, or should I say Certified Banandium accolade, as a twist we're taking just for Donkey Kong Bananza. And overall, I give Donkey Kong Bananza a 10 out of 10. Donkey Kong Bananza proudly earns its spot in the Certified Gold Club with not one, not two, but 3 Certified Gold titles, being the first in the Donkey Kong series, the first to have released in 2025, and the first to have released on Nintendo Switch 2 to earn Certified Gold. This isn't just an amazing game. This is a new high for the Donkey Kong franchise. I have nothing negative to say about this game, and that is a strong statement to say about this game. And if you eventually do decide to get a Nintendo Switch 2, this is one of my strongest recommendations I can give to you. So guys, what did you think of my review of Donkey Kong Bananza? And I want to hear from you. Are you planning on picking up Donkey Kong Bananza, or are you sitting this one out? So, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and turn your notification bell on so you don't miss another video like this one in the future. And I will see you all in a future review video, next being Soul Calibur 2, BB8 out.